Washington State Department of Ecology's 6th Annual Skykomish Cleanup Meeting.
Hi, I'm Kate Riley.
And I'm Dieter Benz.
Thursday's June 9th meeting, scheduled from 6 to 8 p.m. at Sky's Masonic Hall, began late and ended an hour early.
This year's presentation wasn't about the second year of a 2-year cleanup project.
It's about the 6th year of what was sold as a 2-year cleanup project.
This year's meeting started with Hillary Johnson of Enviro Issues introducing BNSF contractor representative Greg Chase to discuss the railroad's 2011 summer construction schedule.
Thank you very much for coming out tonight. I know it's a nice evening, so we do appreciate you taking time out of your evening to come out and get an update basically on what is starting quite soon. In a second, I'll hand it off to Greg Chase with AECOM.
Chase states AECOM's primary concern is safety on site and carefully avoids discussion of why it's actually necessary to perform additional work in the river, at the tennis court, and elsewhere.
One of the things that I think is really important for us all to remember about is safety on site. And I just want to get it out to everybody and make sure everybody has a high awareness of the construction activities that are going on. Don't be complacent about it. Be looking, be aware all the time of everything that's going on out there. I want to get that out there and have everybody be aware of that. Help us maintain our record. We're very proud of it. We want to keep it going.
Chase fails to even mention the town center project.
I wonder what happened to it.
Numerous audience questions could not or would not be answered, as Chase's standard responses became, "I don't know, I can't answer that. Designs have been reviewed by town, county, and ecology, and we believe it works."
Do you have questions? I'm sure you do.
If you look at 5th Street, and you look at the property to the west of 5th Street, there's quite a slope there that's created the mess at the tennis courts. Now, I can't say for sure, but I think 5th Street has been raised how much?
5th Street hasn't been raised. There were some adjustments that we had to make with the town on 5th Street itself because of a side slope issue.
But you raised 5th Street enough to put that slope in there. That slope was not there before. Either you've dug down a long ways, or 5th Street has been raised quite a bit, and you've created your own problems there.
The drainage issues, we have a design. We have an engineered design that's approved, and we have it's been approved by the county, it's been reviewed by the town, it's been reviewed by ecology, I believe, and that's what we're going by, is an approved engineering design, and we believe it works.
I'm getting tired of the whole project, which everybody is.
But
I'm still not getting an answer on when the motel is going to be in a position to go back to it.
You know, the motel, I don't know the answer to that.
Okay,
I really don't. The Sky River Inn, is it what you're talking about? I really don't know.
Well, because it affects me. Yeah.
I don't know that.
Is there going to be any assurance of resolving the lack of permeability? I walked over there last week, and you know, the grass is dying. It's a mud hole. I've heard there were going to be some assurances. I would like something guaranteed.
You know, I believe, you know, we've got an engineered plan, and I believe it's being reviewed. I will say, and we believe it works.
Do we have any idea what little creatures are surfacing in that pool?
I don't know the answer to that.
How about mosquitoes? Because that's going to breed mosquitoes like crazy, that big water pond.
You know, I don't know the answer to that either. I can't speak to this mosquito issue about it. I really don't know how much of an issue that is.
I've got a good-sized pond back there, and there are fish coming in it, but I've got a stream not 15 feet away from my front door, and I got a big cedar tree sitting there, and I'm just afraid that you get a big storm, that tree goes over, my trailer goes with it. Yeah.
You know, I really don't know too much about the flow.
None of this was going on until the trucks were, you know, doing their thing.
Yeah. So I know that, you know, that there was a plan to restore that wetland. It's gone under a lot of review and a lot of engineering, and a lot of people have been involved. And we'll have to take a look at the issue and evaluate.
Right now, I'm watching a lot of stuff that they did being eroded away by the water runoff it's gonna be a straight shot by next year if the water keeps running the way it is.
So that's something we'll have to take a look at.
Yeah.
Audience body language, eye rolling and head shaking confirmed this year's snake oil wasn't selling and there would be no love fest tonight.
This engineered plan has already been initiated then, so what's out there is what I supposedly get?
It's been initiated, it's been reviewed by the town, and I believe it's also ecology's look at it.
Okay, that's, no.
What about the drainage issue on the west end of West?
Next, Mayor Black presents his list of summer events.
So we've conducted a number of meetings where we're trying to coordinate with the railroad and the Department of Ecology to make sure that we're on the same page. And the good news is that we've been discussing all these things and come to the conclusion that we all have the same goal, and that is to finish the restoration this year. What I'm trying to say is, you know, it's going to be restored this year. There aren't going to be projects that wander over into next year, and everyone is on the same page with that goal.
The mayor makes no mention of the town's tax base, closed businesses, damaged properties and structures, or anything else of importance. Instead, he focuses on things like what color sparging well covers should be painted.
There's a lot of these sparging well covers that have to remain there for a long period of time. We're trying to come up with a way to disguise them, hide them, make them look a little bit less obtrusive than they are now. One suggestion is to paint them like dark green or something like that.
Next, citizen Mike Pierce questions and then presses Mayor Black regarding the mayor's renaming of historic 5th Street to Main Street.
Have we, in the last few months, at city council or anything, changed the name of 5th Street?
Yes, we've been discussing this for the last
Has it
6
been
months.
done?
No.
Okay, then I take offense to that street being called Main. It's been 5th Street ever since this town was here.
Well, good.
Then it should be changed until it's officially done. It's 5th Street.
Okay, how would you like us to officially do it?
I don't think it needs to be changed. Why change it?
Because Main Street is a better name for a road that's the main street through town than 5th Street.
It's not the main street. Railroad Avenue is the main street.
Change Railroad Avenue.
Thank you.
No.
We'll take that under advisement.
Yeah.
Mike's question not only brings up a good point, but is actually based upon good science.
When Alan Mulally took the reins of the virtually bankrupt Ford Motor Company, marketing gurus had recently renamed the Taurus, Ford's bestseller, to the Ford 500.
The 500 name was no problem for old-timers like me, but young Americans didn't get it, as the 500 name hadn't been used by Ford since about 1955.
Mulally immediately had the car rebadged back to Taurus, and the rest is part of Ford and Mullally's current success story.
Why would Sky want to add confusion by renaming an historic street at the very time we're trying to capitalize on over 100 years of history?
Next, audience member and Council Number 5 candidate Rick Adelot questions Mayor Black regarding elected officials being paid off to compromise our groundwater quality, which affects our property values and the ability to use our land.
In the vision plan, requested this be completely clean. The railroad paid our elected officials to compromise our groundwater quality. What's being done to straighten that out?
We have, all of this has all been laid out in the consent decree. The legal obligations of the railroad are spelled out in there, agreed to by the Department of Ecology years ago, and that's what we're working to.
Our elected officials were paid to compromise our groundwater quality and require that we can't dig in our own land in places. Why is that? It costs us our future home values, our ability to sell our property.
Mayor Black responds stating, "I don't know what to say."
I don't know what to say.
Next, a homeowner asks, when will she get her septic tank?
One more time. When am I gonna get my septic tank?
Well, we'll address that.
Clint Stanovsky answers stating he's speaking for the railroad.
Just in general, I'll try to answer, but I'm answering for the railroad, so you tell me if you disagree, but wherever the railroad is doing the digging.
Let's see if we can get this straight.
Clint supposedly works for the town, but the mayor says ecology still pays part of his salary.
How can that be?
His salary is paid directly by the town, even though the town's budget doesn't so much as mention him.
The town budget also fails to mention where the money that actually does pay Clint comes from.
To boot, Clint now states he speaks for the railroad.
BNSF's Bruce Shepard was standing right next to Clint.
Couldn't he speak for the railroad?
Who does Clint actually work for, and whose interest does he really represent?